What's up, everybody? Well, I got another $667 gaming PC gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're doing Death Stranding 2 on the beach. And it should be able to handle it, although I have a feeling like that CPU is going to hold it back a little bit. If it had a more powerful CPU, it would definitely do better. But it still might do more than adequate. We'll have to wait and see. Luckily, you guys don't have to wait as long as I do, but let's go ahead, hop on in, let's go see. So first, we'll try ray tracing, native, maxed out, all that. I don't think it'll go well. It'll probably go a little bit better than some of the weaker systems that I tried it on, but I still don't think it'd be the way most people on PC would want to play. But we'll do it anyway, because not everybody cares about 60 plus and all that. So, to the game.
Let's head home before it gets dark. Feel that? Damn shaky. Shaking pretty bad.
So now we'll turn on a little DLSS, and unfortunately, you're still not going to get 60 plus if you want ray tracing and all that stuff on, but at least this way we can stay well over 30 for the people that care more about graphics than frames. But with that said, let's go see what this can do. Now we'll go ahead and turn off ray tracing. Just do some native 1080p, very high. It's maxed out otherwise. And still can't stay over 60, but at least it does a lot better than it did with ray tracing, because now we're native, and we're still getting more FPS than we did with DLSS helping it out. But why don't we go see what it can do?
Head home before it gets dark. I feel that. Pretty damn shaky.
So now we'll try DLSS Balanced, which gets us mostly over 60. I feel like there might be some spots in the game where it might drop under, obviously. But I think for the most part you'd be alright. And I think after this we'll also try toning her down to high as well. Both native and not. So with that said, game time.
Let's head home before it gets dark. I feel that. Damn shaky.
So now we're going to go ahead and turn it down to high. We'll try native first, which already does a pretty decent job. And then we'll try DLSS as well. So there we go. Now it is game time once more.
Let's head home before it gets dark. I feel that. Damn shaky.
So now we're going to go ahead and turn on some DLSS quality. And I think that's probably about all you need to see over 60. in most areas. I'm sure there's probably some spots in the game, especially with this processor, you're going to drop under 60. But if you had a little more modern processor, then you'd probably do a lot better with this setup. But when I was trying to, make it a certain price, you got to, make some sacrifices, and the processor was one of them. But anyway, let's get into the game.
Let's head home before it gets dark. I feel that. Pretty damn shaky.
Well, alright. Figured we'd get some camera crew gameplay too, and just like with the rest of the systems, we'll go ahead and do a quick load test. This thing is nearly instant.
Let's head home before it gets dark.
Well, with my directional skills, I don't know if that's going to happen there, champ. I wish I 1440p monitor to test this thing out with too. I think this thing would do halfway decent at 1440 as well.
I feel that. Damn shaky. Okay, you're all right.
Oh my gosh, there's a little thunderstorm rolling in real life.
Let's go home and get you fed.
Hopefully they won't lose power, because this one is not. This one is not on a battery backup, so if the power go out, it'll go off. Because everything's set up to, you know, take a little bit of time to make sure it's not just a brownout before everything pops on. Or you either lose the batteries, which are usually fully charged, or if they are somehow depleted, which is, I don't think ever happened in the history of the house. Generator would work. Actually, no, I think there was one time where they were messed up when we did have to use the generator, but it runs off propane, and we ran that thing for quite a while, like 3 days. And then everything was good. I didn't have to change anything.
Too tough.
Let's go this way. I think this is how I can go. I was going to try a different way up, but every single time I seem to be able to just go right up this way. So let's just keep doing what I was doing. never a break in the rain.
Almost there.
And I'd say with that, it's time to wrap up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. And it seemed to handle it quite well, as long as you don't want to run with ray tracing native and all that stuff. It was almost at 60 with ray tracing and a little help from upscaling, but I don't think I would run upscaling on this thing. I would just do either native high settings or use DLSS very high settings. That seemed to run quite well too. Although I still wish I had 1440p screen here to test this thing out too. But I figured 1080p would be a safer bet for it, since it is getting a little older than 3080, but I could still probably handle this game at acceptable settings and get 1440p performance and 60 FPS no problem. But in any case, that's all for this particular video, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoy making it for you guys, and I still can't do a proper peace out with the right hand, not yet, but soon. And so, a left-handed peace out, and until the next video.